So I have a blog that Jonathan mentioned, What If, which is where I answer these kinds of hypothetical questions using physics. And I started it. I do cartoons on the internet, but I actually have a physics background. And for a while, I worked at NASA on. And I worked on robotic navigation, was one of my things. So my job was to make, we had a demo robot, and it was about the size of R2-D2. It had a nice Omni wheels set up so it could sort of strafe in any direction. And my job was to make it not run into walls, and I spent my day making the robot run into walls. And I worked there for not very long, for the better part of a year, until I either quit or was let go. It depends on who you ask. I was working on a contract basis, and when one of my contracts ran out, they said, we're not going to renew this contract, but we're going to, but we could find you another contract here if you want. And at the same time, I had been drawing these comics, and I started to sell stuff online, and I realized I could maybe not get a new contract for a little while and just draw comics for a living, and I've been doing that ever since. And so I wasn't the best employee, since I had just gotten really excited about doing comics right around the time I started working there. And I did not draw any comics while I was at work on the job, but I definitely would spend a lot of time thinking and scribbling down ideas. But the one thing that my best memory from NASA was that at one point, so we had this robot. It was about the size of, like I said, R2-D2 sized, and it had sort of a stalk with a large head on it that had a bunch of cameras. And it was pretty powerful for a demo robot that was supposed to just, zoom around in an office. So one day, I got an office chair and a length of Cat5 cable, and I fashioned a lasso. And I got a laptop that was controlling the robot and commanded it to move over to me. And what I had been doing was teaching the robot one of the things I had taught it was a sort of generic wander algorithm. So it would just go and explore a space. And I took the lasso, looped it over the robot's head, wrapped it around my hand, pulled my feet up on the office chair, got the laptop on and then said, wander, and then hung on. And it accelerated out into the, across the room, and I'm swinging along, towing along behind it, out into the hallway, and then down this long corridor of this big office building we worked in, which was generally pretty quiet. And I'm going past the rooms where each person is working, clinging on. We're for an office chair, it's moving pretty fast. And every time I go around to turn, I'll get swung way out. Hang on. Go past the office where the people who are paying me to work there are, and then they look out and see that, and I didn't make this connection until later, but it was the next contract I was up for that did not get renewed. But I did. That was as I passed the office, I was thinking, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I not working? And it occurred to me that I could claim my code was compiling.